Welcome back. It's time now for the news review, and our guests are lined up. I'll start with my in-house guest, Sweetie Abochi. She's here with us. We also have George AEC, Director of Communications. He's with NADMO. He joins the conversation. And then we also have Nanaya Achepem Jantua, who is a former General Secretary of the CPP. She's also here with us in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
Sweetie.
Hi, Ben. Nanaya, I want to start with you this morning. What would be your 2-minute take for us?
2 minutes take.
Yeah.
In Ghana.
You can make it 1 minute, 30 seconds. We'd appreciate it.
Okay.
Well,
the shorter the better, huh?
We are not going anywhere.
Okay.
Ghana is not doing well.
Why do you say that?
Oh, my dear. Everything is... Look, even the filth. It's as if nobody is in control. You are talking about cholera, but there's filth everywhere. And it beats my imagination, I keep saying it. That who is making sure that we clear this filth? Who is making sure that you don't even make the filth? I woke up one morning and I found rubbish in front of my house. Do you get me? And I found out, and they said they normally do that, especially when they notice that you always clear your rubbish. So that when you are clearing, you add on. Do you understand? So there should be avenues for us to clear waste. Ben, it's a bit, everything it's as if, even the driving on the roads, it's as if nobody is in control. It's as if nobody cares. You be driving and the motor rider will just get in front of you from nowhere.
I mean, there's all of that. I've always said, for example, that when you're entering, let's say, a turn or something, how people, instead of being in their proper lane, they veer into the next lane. It happens everywhere, I don't know. But you must also give some credit to the Ghana Police Service. You see a lot more of them on the streets. You know, sometimes when you go somewhere and you're coming late, you see a lot. I think all of these are good. In many places now, I see many more police officers, the visibility teams, right? They are there, and at least I think it reduces some of the nonsense we would have been seeing on the road. That is it. Those jumping red lights. I mean, in some places, you know that if you see someone doing that, they would likely be arrested. Around Accra Girls, in some parts of airport, in some coming from Lagos. I mean, I could mention many places. Yeah. But on the other hand, when you talk about rubbish, what role do what role should we play?
The junction thing that caused this accident for the kids. I'm even working with road safety for us to do something about it, but I may be busy. People just get to the junction, instead of them waiting, they just run into the street.
Wait, honk, see whether they are literally jumping into the street without...
So if you have the right of way, if you are not careful, then what happens? You might hit somebody. I just don't... I look at the indiscipline on the road, indiscipline everywhere, and I wonder what's going on.
That's why you say we are not going anywhere.
Are we going anywhere?
Let me throw that to George then. George.
Yes, we do.
Share your thoughts with us this morning. What's top of your mind?
Let me say good morning to you both, and good morning to our viewers. The peace we enjoy, all is not gloomy as Nanaya wants us to believe. We are in a very peaceful country. We are all geared up preparing for elections in 19 days. People have the freedom, the opportunity to sell their message, to go anywhere and everywhere, in spite of the fact that we have some hot spots, clear cases, the Boku situation. That notwithstanding, there's general peace and freedom of movement across the length and breadth of the country. That is one. And another aspect, we have the National Peace Council. We have the rule of law. We're just coming out from the Supreme Court and interpretation of the issues of the Constitution, the workings of the Parliament of Ghana. A lot of people are worried about what is happening. I've heard many talking about the possibility of workers not getting paid. because Parliament is not. That's scary, but we believe this 19 days ahead, there's going to be good reasoning because Supreme Court has settled the matter and will make progress. Yes.
Did you listen to Johnson Asiedu Nketia calling on his members of Parliament not to boycott Parliament?
That's part of it.
Do you believe we actually seen an end to this?
Oh yeah, yes. Interpretation of the Constitution is in the bosom of the Supreme Courts. And
you're not worried that Justice Tanko and a whole lot of legal luminaries have said that this decision ab initio, with the Supreme Court even taking it on rather than what Article 99 points to the High Court, and all the processes are, so to speak, not in line with the Constitution itself, which means that depending on, and I always cite the American, Supreme Court, depending on which set of judges you have in there, this could be quashed at some point. You're not worried about that?
Well, I'm not worried about that. It's a settled case as of now. There are dissenting views as far as rulings are concerned. It's trite knowledge that the Lord Denning in Britain is...
I like the fact that you're citing Lord Denning.
is dissented severally, and later on in the legal arena, his cases have been seen as, positions of good reasoning. And I believe as we go on, we'll be having some of these things. And then in the long run, as you're saying, maybe we'll get a settled position going forward.
Okay, so for the sake of time, there's Roe versus Wade, right?
When I heard him, one of my favorite law professors, Professor Abochi, yes, I've heard him disagreeing severally, but that's the beauty of our democracy. We have intellectuals in the arena who posit their opinions on matters. And that's...
Sweetie, before we get into the papers, I just found this interesting. You gave us that thought about the fact that maybe workers in Parliament, I have friends who work in Parliament, may not get paid because of
workers generally.
It's not always government.
Because I was going to ask, I mean, that is none of their business. What is happening here?
No, not Parliament. All on government
budgets.
Right.
Right. We need to have a first quarter budget presented in November. You get it? That has not been done yet. And because of the election, whoever wins, I know who's going to win anyway.
But there are mechanisms in place for moments like this. Workers should still get paid. You can't tell me because there's no budget. That's just the point I want to make.
But it's for next year, so...
Exactly.
Experienced people, politicians, legal luminaries are making these statements. So it sends fear down, the spines of especially workers.
So you shouldn't also come and say it like that, because then you get more fear of it.
I get you. Let's allay the fears of the people.
Well, 19 days to go.
Yes,
as an observer of the democratic developments of this country, watching keenly, I'm curious to see how the remaining 19 days go. But let's get straight into the newspapers. I'll start with the Daily Graphic. Majority to vote on policies. Voters prioritize manifestos in graphic poll. Police inaugurates 3 news stations in Eastern Region. Comes as a good call. Sign peace pact. U.S. ambassador to political parties. Explore debts for nature swaps to address galamsey, according to an expert. I want to start here. In what appears to suggest voters focus on bread and butter issues, majority of respondents in a Daily Graphic poll have indicated that their choices in the December 7th election will be based on the manifestos of the political parties. Out of 4,982 respondents in the online poll run by Graphic Online, 3,317 responded, representing 66.58% of participants, said they would vote on the basis of promises captured in the manifestos. The remaining 1,665 respondents, that is about 33.42% of the poll participants, answered no to whether manifestos would influence their votes in the December elections. If not manifestos, then what? Is it the economy? I'm going to quickly run through this paper so that we can get comprehensive views on it or reflections on it. Pope Francis suggests study into possible genocide in Gaza. Opinion says from waste to electric power, AI as tool for energy liberalization, research development as tools for national development, sign peace pact. I want to get a bit into this. So with 19 days to go for Ghana's December 7 polls, contesting political parties must commit to a peace pact as soon as possible, the United States ambassador to Ghana, Virginia Palmer, has advised. Quote, all political parties must sign the peace pact as soon as possible because that is a sure way to signal to the young people on the streets that violence in any form will not be the way to go during the elections. Let me put a pin in that story. I'll come to you shortly for your reflections on that. Dr. John Osai-Kwapon expresses concern over reprinting of ballot papers for Ahafo and Volta. Defense College Studies graduate cohort of 19. NDC appeals to Odan residents, translate support into vote. CPP's manifesto dedicated to women, says the flag bearer. And ACT Foundation Ghana launches Shelter Treasury Fund. Koforidua PULC commissions 128 KWP solar equipment. Health College assists 3 health institutions. Let me see what's on the back page that could be interesting. Hearts Pep Karela in Tamale. Ghana play for pride in final AFCON game against Niger. Why did you laugh? You know, we did play for pride, didn't we? Not? So just 3 stories for me, majorly. The police inaugurating those 3 stations, majority to vote on policies that poll, and then that story about, what was it again? Virginia Palmer urging all political parties to sign that peace pact. Let me start with you, Nanaya Chepim Jantua. Because, he just finished. Ladies first, and I love listening to you. So.
And she's a good woman. She calls on me, George, how are you? It's been a while. I appreciate that.
Okay.
I'll first briefly talk about the CPP's manifesto.
Okay.
I mean...
Says it's for women.
Yeah, because you know that the CPP has always been a party that promotes women from Kwame Nkrumah till today. I mean, it's the first party that had a woman general secretary, the first party that had a woman chairman, and we promote women, and Kwame Nkrumah did a lot with women. When we talk about our headquarters, that's the information ministry that was confiscated. It was built by Ghanaian women. So that's the manifesto that we have. Our policy and our drive is to promote the Ghanaian women, and also we have a flag bearer who is a woman, and we are very proud of it. Virginia Palmer is talking about signing a peace pact. Signing a peace pact is not a problem. There's a piece of paper that you sign. But I believe in 2020, a peace pact was signed, right? And we had 8 people dying. And what happened? I believe what is in the peace pact is very, very important. What happens if there is violence, or somebody perpetuates violence, or a party perpetuates violence? We in the CPP, we are not interested in perpetuating violence. But if 8 people died, then I believe that in the USA, if 8 people died in an election, they would investigate. They would find out and get to the bottom of it. Even if 1 person died, they would investigate. It's been 4 years, we are going into another election. A peace pact is not, I mean, if you want peace, it's not just about signing a peace pact. It's about you might not even sign a peace pact, but the commitment for you, whoever is in government, to ensure that there is peace. Because it is the government who has the machinery of, the security forces, who will be able to ensure that there is peace.
Be that as it may, Nanaya, about if it happens elsewhere, there will be investigations, people will be held to book and all that. How about the signal it sends that, young people on the streets? And I think that was the message from Virginia Palmer about what it signals to young people on the streets, that our leaders have signed this document saying that they are committed to peace in December 7th elections. Therefore, we should not pick up arms and try and, do anything out there that will mar that's commitments that they have, signed to. So, in no small way, it contributes to ensuring that young people...
If you're a politician, politics, your party is like an army.
Yeah.
The commander-in-chief of the party will send a signal to their youth to create mayhem. Young ones don't just get up and create mayhem. So that when that thing is done, then some neutral people will generally latch on that. If whoever is in charge of a political party does not give a signal, You don't just get up and say that you are causing mayhem. It does not cross their mind if the political parties are not doing it. So if you tell me that a young person would be encouraged to be peaceful because of a peace pact, I do not agree. We should even look at how we speak, what we say in our campaigns, how we talk to each other as we campaign.
Okay.
And that is what maybe infuriates them. Do you understand? We need to be reconciliatory. We need to even say sorry to them for the situation in which they find themselves. If they are angry because they're on the street, they don't have jobs to do. They don't know what their future holds. So the point is that it is not about signing a paper. People sign marriage certificates and they divorce.
Okay.
Do you understand
right,
me? Yes.
Enoch, what would be your reflection? I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, on the peace pact, the symbolism is very important. We say for the optics, it sends signals to the young ones, as you alluded to, and I agree with you. Those things are very important when people see the steps their leaders are taking to ensure that there's peace. Ghana is one nation. For us, and we need to do everything to protect the peace, the unity, the development. Elections will come and go. We have a nation to build, okay? We have to show our differences. Majority say they agree with A. A should take over the reins of administration. We wait for the next 4 years, okay? If we agree, we encourage the government. If we disagree, we criticize the government, profile alternative, and we keep going. So I agree with Palmer that we need to sign it sends the right signal. I remember, is it 4 years ago, Tumfo invited the leadership to KNUST where...
And 8 people died.
Where they signed that,
yes,
okay? Now, what
died.
are the circumstances under which people died? You know, if people make attempts to snatch ballot boxes,
they shouldn't
definitely
die.
There wouldn't be.
No, they shouldn't die because they snatch ballot boxes.
Nobody will give you a bouquet for that. You get it. Elections are serious business, and so people should be seen to be conducting themselves properly. I've been in the collation center severally. I've been a polling station agent and all that. So there are places where they tell you this place is cordoned off. You don't have access to a certain perimeter. And if you insist you want to go there, there's definitely going to be problems, okay? So in as much as we do not agree that people should lose their lives because of elections, we should also entreat our followers to be law-abiding and to go by the dictates of the rules of engagement. That is one aspect that we need. Again, as we say, well, watch a video. You may disagree, I don't know, but I've watched a video, young people saying they are Obuasi NDC people. You get it. Look what they're doing. Look at, is it any leader who is asked them to do that? No. Then a mosquito will not ask them to do that. You get it. But they themselves think it's either a win for the NDC or there should be mayhem in the country. You cannot think that way, okay? There are polls saying A, B, C. There were polls, a lot of polls putting Donald Trump behind Kamala Harris. And who is the president in the United States today?
Actually, there were not polls putting...
No.
They were.
In fact, no.
Come on, 1.9.
They were
1.9.
No,
Listen to the other person.
Yes.
Most of the polls acknowledged. In
Yes.
fact, when it was Trump, Biden, most of the polls said...
No, that was...
Just let me make a point. Let me make a point. That Trump was in the lead.
Yes.
Initially, when Harris came into the picture, there were positives, +4, +3. And then eventually, it tapered off. And before the elections, it was clear that, if anything...
You didn't read the 1.2,
Okay, you must have read different things then. What I'm trying to say is that it was more Trump's to lose, if anything, than Harris's to win.
Okay.
And that's how it turned out. So that is a wrong analogy to use in this example.
So I've seen some. I can Google it for you, don't worry.
Okay, but I mean...
And neck to neck, they made all those things. But ultimately, it is the decision of the people that matters on the day. You get it? And so you cannot say, oh, this election is yours and nothing nothing else.
Okay, I do want you to comment.
For the sake of time, we have to make
I do want you to
tracks.
comment briefly on this, but I see Nanaya was objecting in about 30 seconds. Okay, so let's. You were objecting to what you were saying about it, that you don't need a leader to tell you.
No, but the point is that you see, these videos that we see, we need to be careful. We don't even investigate the source of it.
Right.
It can be anybody who has put that video out there, but I'm saying that typically, when it is about elections, somebody should go say that, go to this place to go do this, go do this, go do that. And I'm also saying that if somebody snatches a ballot paper, the person doesn't need a bullet in their tummy.
Okay.
Do you get me? That is why we have the security people to make sure that they get it out of the hands of the person.
All right,
and 8 people died, 8 Ghanaians. There was a 15-year-old amongst the 8. Nothing whatsoever has been done.
Thank you. I just wanted you to get that in. So you were laughing briefly before Ben comes in. Ghana play for pride. What's your reservation about that? We haven't qualified, but we are going to play for pride.
What's the meaning of that?
Well, let's get into your paper.
Today you spoke
But if you want to follow Ghana Black Stars,
yeah, Black Stars, we all supported.
Well, we have one last game. I think
it means there's nothing.
We won't win. We won't qualify.
Whether you score 1,000.
So why are we wasting our time?
Oh no, for pride.
What kind of pride is that?
Oh, okay.
These people don't break your heart.
George, let's get into your paper. So you give us the stories on the front page and pick one that piques your interest.
Okay. The Punch. It says equality and justice are requisites for peace. General Mosquito. Razak Kojo Opoku questions Mahama's 24I economy policy. Next NDC government to establish gold board to regulate SSM. Ahafo. 3P garlic mixture is it weight loss? Dr. Mototi. And that's it. So should I read one?
Just one.
Okay. Okay, let me read the equality justice requisites for General Mosquito. The chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Mr. Johnson Esiedun Ketia, popularly known as General Mosquito, has stated that equality and justice are the preconditions for peace. This comes as a result of the Secondary High Court lifting the injunction on the legitimacy of Joanna Jankujo to contest as the parliamentary candidate for a Memphis Central constituency on the ticket of the NDC.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's good. You see, in the midst of what is happening, Supreme Court decision and others not having trust in the judiciary and co. There's some good stories from the bench as well, okay? There's an NDC candidate who was injuncted. They've used the same legal process and they've been able to lift the injunction and she's qualified to go contest. The Electoral Commission said it was not going to recognize her, you get it, because it has a letter from the court saying she's been injuncted. And so the right thing has been done, procedure has been followed, and the legal system, the same legal system people, especially the NDC, castigates, is giving the woman the opportunity to go and contest.
Right.
And
so
that's good news for us. Yes,
that's
good news for us.
Thank you. Nanaya, I think you have the Ghanaian Times.
You have the Ghanaian Times. It said the most authoritative newspaper. It says government to support National College of Defense Studies. President. Farmer jailed 18 months for stealing a petechi, the stealing pipe. My God. Oh, dear. Oh. Sweetie, can you imagine?
Let's get into it.
I mean, when I saw a petechi, they say 18 months. EC prints ballots for Ahafo, Volta, reprints, over serialization errors, affected ballots, shredded bins. You see, this is a very unfortunate situation. Before I heard the story, I don't need to, or you want me to read it?
Which one?
This EC thing, the whole weekend.
We can talk about it.
Yes, I mean, we know what has happened. And it's unfortunate. The EC should be up and doing, because we are not going to entertain such errors in the upcoming elections. We are sitting here talking about peace, but if there is equality, justice, this is what we are looking. What's the meaning of this? That only Volta region and Ahafo regions have errors. Why? In 2020, the election was called out 5 times. You don't know which is the correct figure till today. You went to court. Yes.
We do.
I don't know.
But is this not...
I mean,
an honest mistake on the side of
how
the
can you? There are certain things that you cannot make mistake because it is about the soul of a nation. It's about the sanctity of a nation. Do you get me? Because if you have been asked to do this, then you need to be very, 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 very careful and circumspect. How can this happen? Serialization. I think that maybe the EC is not ready to work.
No, the good news is that it is the auditing system of the EC so that identifies.
But I don't like the good news. How did it happen? Because always there's some good news when there is an error. Maybe we need an interim EC to take us to the election.
Oh.
Yes, I'm serious.
I don't think we've got 19 days now.
About
19 days to
we have an electoral
my dear, please. We have wasted time
Substantive EC.
for too long. And we don't know what is going. You see, there have been errors. When we're doing the limited voter registration, there were issues. When we're doing the district level elections, there were issues. They extended it to the next day, you remember? And people couldn't go and vote anymore. And this one too, we are having issues. Last week, there was issues with the register when the political parties were talking about the statistics that is needed. That one wasn't available. Now they said they have provided it.
They did provide it.
So now we are all happy. Then you bring this. So what is going to come next week? What is going to come on the morning of the elections? Okay. Seriously, we've been too quiet over this EC, and this is what we are seeing.
Nanaya, an interim EC is not even. It's not even constitutional.
I am. Whether it's constitutional or not, there is. Please let me finish.
You've made your point.
No, please. Even if it's not constitutional, there is also something called convenience for the sake of the nation. This is unacceptable.
And I agree with you, but I'm saying what you're proffering is unconstitutional. However,
we have wasted too much time. By now, we should have done it.
Has shown itself to be fraught with errors in terms of some.
Why?
I think it's unnecessarily problematic ahead of the elections. And my question there, though, at whose cost are we going to reprint these? There are problems with serialization and the rest.
How did that happen?
Taxpayers' cost, So this could have been avoided because we are going to spend many more millions on reprinting this.
So if I'm saying it's because of money, an interim body, you are saying that they are okay.
It's partly because of money.
People don't know what
we didn't want to reconfigure, reballot after Ikuadonko passed and all of that.
Yes.
So here we are going to expend money on this. How does that?
And why Volta region? Of all the regions,
Ahafo region.
Of all the Ahafo is only 6 constituencies. Why Volta region? Ahafo is only 6 constituencies.
Yes.
Okay. Why Volta region?
Let me quickly do my paper. There's this is the daily guide. December 7 elections will be peaceful. IGP assures. We're going to hold him to that, and the rest of us are all involved. Whether you're a politician, media, whatever, let's all do it for Ghana. Vote Baumia, that's according to Kufuor. Veep mobbed at Kumeu. DACF exposes her Black West drip lies. 2 Chinese Ghanaian Galamsey's trial ends. On the back page, Tony Yeboah slams Stars Management Committee. Actually, if you look at our performance between 2008 and 2017, we went to the semi-finals of the AFCON. 2008 and 2017. Semi-finals. That was our worst performance. Then 2019, round of 16. Then 2021, group stage. 2023, group stage. 2025, we didn't even qualify.
And now we are paying for
It shows a trend, like it or not. 2008 to 2017, semi-finals. Right after that, we've been coming down since. And the former Black Stars attacker, Tony Yeboah, slammed the management committee of the Black Stars after the team failed to qualify, of course, for the AFCON. The former Leeds United and Eintracht Frankfurt man had blamed the management committee of the team and accused them of failing to listen to advice. He noted that the team's leadership have failed to pay heed to people who have been there, saying on Happy FM, the current management of the Black Stars does not value or act on the advice we, as former players, offer. I hear he was also saying something about money and some exchanges and all kinds of things there. Ronaldo makes retirement hint. Of course, they are playing in the UEFA Nations League. Scored a brace in there with a bicycle kick as well. And when he was asked, he said, I just want to enjoy myself. Plan for retirement. If it has to happen in 1 or 2 years, I don't know. I'm turning 40 soon. Mexico coach hit by beer can after defeat. That's just in sports. I'll go very quickly through the other stories. Now, the District Assembly's Common Fund is claiming to expose the Member of Parliament for North Tone. I'm waiting for the other bit he put out on the rebagged rice. For North Tone, Samuel Okudzato-Ablakwa over lies concerning the purchase of the district road improvement program machines. Now, they talk about the fact that quotations were sought for from Plant Pool and Zonda, and that supposedly the total cost of the equipment and other specified ancillary services was 178.7 million, of which there was some allowance to pay a certain portion of 26 million. It goes on and on. We just want to get to the bottom of it. Can maybe this go through a legal process for us to find out whether the claims we made? Because we know that in this country, the area where there is the most corruption is procurement. So these stories, I don't like to get into it. Let's go to court, maybe. But anyway, going to court has also... Court orders South Africa police to end standoff with illegal miners. For me, I'm very much in support of the position taken by South Africa in dealing with some of these illegal miners. Their situation is not as bad as ours, far from it. But they are dealing with them ruthlessly. And I think that's where we should go as a country. Then Russia fires more than 200 missiles and drones at Ukraine. Israeli strike on Beirut kills Hezbollah spokesperson. I'll just wrap with these final ones. Let me also salute our very own Doreen Avio and KMJ. They are going to host the 2024 GMA UK Awards. Not the first time for Doreen either. Congratulations to them. NPP condemns attack on Kufuor. One Delaidem was caught saying things like, some of them I'll not repeat, but that the former president is evil. I don't want to mention the other things because it feeds into the politics. But the story suggests that the NDC supports this and that the leadership of the NDC supports this and that there was no apology. But I have seen, in fact, the party was swift in condemning the attack of Delaidem, and he himself apologized. In fact, I've seen so many stories, so I find it a bit interesting that the story would say the party didn't. Any thoughts on these?
When they insult His Excellency Mahama, who comes out to say what you are saying about them?
Well, what is good is not good.
No, but I'm saying that he...
Two wrongs don't make a right.
No, but I'm saying that he apologized, but also the point is that there are some very unsavory words they use on His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Sometimes when you hear it, it is for you, a human being, you feel that, are they talking about a human being like this? But who in the MPP would come and say that one of our communicated insulted His Excellency John Mahama so badly that, and I think that what is good for the goose is also good for the country.
But we must get past this. I remember former President Mills and some things that were said, former President Kufuor back then and some things. I think we should get past this thing about insulting people.
No, but I'm saying there's no right for the words that Dela used. But I'm saying that going forward, if the land and NDC have been able to come out and say they are sorry for some of the unsavory words, then it is also an example and a platform for the MPP to also realize and know that they should not insult His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. It is, I mean, tit for tat. If this is being done, then they should also do that. Because some of the things they say about this man, when you hear, sometimes your heart breaks. Not because of anything, but he's a human being.
Right.
And he's a very great, because for me, he's a very tolerant person. Some of the things they say about me and I are champion, I won't stand there a minute. But he takes it in, and I know he hears it, and I know he knows it. He never utters a word. The MPP from today, from this example, that anybody in their communication team who utters unsavory and very dark words and bitter words about His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, that person should be brought to book by their party. Okay. The NDC has taken the lead. The
George,
should also learn.
Yeah, George, so just I just wanted to add this: the vote for Bawumia, because that was what triggered this tirade, if you like. Some have said that.
Should that be?
Apart from the insult, some have said that the fact that now we have to call upon the former president to come and pitch for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and I'm referring to social media comments on the stream, the live stream, points to the fact that, look, things are not well, that the MPP sees that a loss is right in the offing. And I read some of the comments, and it didn't appear those who were commenting were convinced by the words of the former president. How do you react to that?
Well,
is it a desperate move?
No. Kufuor is a bona fide member of the MPP.
Yeah, but we didn't see this. We didn't see this for Nanado. We didn't see this for.
No,
I mean, you rarely see this.
He was campaigning. He was part of the.
No, I'm saying something like this.
Yes. So he decided
having to come out and
yes,
do
when
this.
we're launching, when Dr. Bawumia was launching his vision on 7th of February, President Kufuor was there. He made such statements. He said Dr. Bawumia is a destiny child. He believes he is the man for.
I'm talking about the timing. At this time, close to the elections, coming out like this.
Yeah, he decided to come in again. Okay. And I don't understand why anybody, whether
but he does
NDC,
it every time.
whether NDC,
No, I'm saying at this time.
Yes.
No, he does it on
some say it's a desperate move.
No, he does it.
Whether NDC or not. Coming from Kufuor, a former president on the ticket of the MPP, it's a matter of course that he will support his party's candidate. You get it? And it's more instructive.
He has only one vote.
Because people thought his protege is Alan Chemate. You get it? And so, you know,
this had to come in as well.
Yes.
Don't even say he's not a protege.
I don't know.
Don't go there. Don't even
go there. Make us go back to this.
I am saying that don't go there. I know it's my uncle, but I'm saying that we are talking about.
Okay, we have to go.
Forget about it. Don't even say it. If it's Alan's, why does he go talking about it?
I'm pleading with my brother.
He has apologized.
I was with him on your sister station. He nearly gave me a punch in my face.
Oh, sorry.
Who is this?
The same guy, Dela Edem. You get it? And I don't understand.
Well, we don't have those facts. There's no comment to something that he is not.
So learn from the apology and stop insulting.
So no, I'm pleading with him. You get it? Emotions are there.
We're also pleading with you to stop insulting His Excellency.
And again, I don't know if there are videos of people who have insulted President Mahama. Let's see it. Let's apologize.
It is all they
I
apologize.
Do my communications. I admire some of those people in the NDC. I do. My best man at my wedding is a top NDC member of parliament. You get it? We are like brothers. So please, if we take the politics away, we are brothers. Let's see it so. 7th December, 19 days from now, will come and go.
Stop
and then people will be declared winners.
All right.
And then life goes on.
I think this is where we're going to sow that. Thank you very much for joining the conversation. We had George
I wanted to ask
he
George,
is
when Napo made those comments, not Napo. Not when
Even
the president made those comments, did the party as a whole come out to say that, oh, we know that, that was maybe a gaffe, we are sorry?
Which comment?
When the president made that comment about, no, it was Napo Kwame Nkrumah.
I think so. Yes.
The party as a whole. The party
Napo apologized. Napo apologized.
No, under duress.
That was an apology.
He went back to go and say it again. No, he went back.
That apology was an apology.
Yes, but it was apologetic.
He apologized.
And he went back to say it again.
And your cousin.
And they are all my people, but me, I won't condone what is not right. Yes, I know, but I won't condone what is not right.
If something is wrong, because
it's my family, I will.
No, I'm not saying.
Yes,
that's written there.
But I will say it.
If I leave these two people, they'll go on and on.
Apologize to Dr. Mahama when your people insult.
We also had
apologize and stop it.
He is Director of Communications. He is with NAPWO. Of course, I did this together with Sweetie Abochi as well. Stay with us. Sports is up next on the AM show.
Thank you.